Real quick video that hopefully will help someone that's got an oven with a similar problem to this. This oven isn't getting hot. Everything's working, all the lights are working, the controls working, the fan's spinning, but the oven isn't getting hot. So the theory was the oven element was broke. This oven has multiple elements in it, but the main fan element I thought was broke. I've already started to disassemble the oven. I did that a while ago, and then I ordered a replacement element for the oven. There's a way to test if the element is broken, and that's to test the resistance through the element. So if you've got a multimeter, grab your multimeter, set it to resistance, so you're measuring ohms, and the resistance through a good element should give you a reading of about 20 to 100 ohms. If you've got a failed element, then you're not going to get hardly any reading at all. So what I'm doing here is measuring one of the other elements in the oven that's working, and you can see that I've got a reading of around 47 ohms there. In this bit I'm measuring the new part that's come, so this is the new element that I'm going to fit later on, and if I measure that I get a reading of 47 ohms, so very similar to the other element that I know in the oven that's working okay. And then this element that I'm measuring now is the element that I believe is failed. So if I measure across this element here, I'm getting a reading of, well, hardly anything at all. So it's going up slowly, but it's really, really low. So that's what led me to believe that the element was failed, and that's what led me to order the replacement element itself. If you are going to do any work on an oven, please make sure that you do disconnect it from the mains, obviously, before you start. Another good idea, just like when you're taking anything apart, make sure you do lots of photographs, in this case especially of the wires that are being connected to the element itself. Make sure you've got a good record, so when you put it back you know exactly where those wires are going to go. So to remove the element, I've took the wires, they're just spade connectors. I took the wires off the element itself, and you can just see in those holes there's two screws that you access from the back. Undo the screws and you can take the element out. Some ovens have those screws on the inside of the oven. Just needed a bit of wiggling to get it free. And so it had been in there for 16 years, but it did come out eventually. So that's the old element that's come out, and then this is the new element that's going in reverse, exactly the same way, just pushing it through the holes where the old element came out of. Couldn't manage this one-handed and holding the camera, but in this particular oven there's a little clip, metal clip, that I just need to push into that hole to secure the element itself, but I had to put the camera down to get that sorted. Next I secured the element back in place with the two screws that I'd taken out. Then I pushed the heat material back into place as best as I could, and then using the reference photos that I'd taken earlier, I connected the wires back up to the element. And double check to make sure that they were all in the right place. I then went and had a look at the wires themselves, made sure that there was no wires that were touching the element itself. So in this case you can see that wire there, a little bit too close to that element for comfort, so I'm just going to make sure that I tidy that up. Quick visual inspection, make sure that nothing's come loose, everything's where it should be, nothing's going to get fouled, nothing's on anything that's going to get hot. And then it's ready for a test. So I've still got the oven on the floor here, not put anything back. Just another quick check of the element, make sure it's in there secure. And now I'm ready to restore power to the oven, and I'm going to do a quick test. So put it into oven fan mode, set a temperature, and see if the element itself is heating up. So the oven's been on about 30 seconds. Just going to open the door and try and get a reading off of the element. So it's reading about, what's that, 85 to 100 degrees. So that's a good sign. Before there was hardly any heat coming out of that element at all. So looks good. Next step is to start to put all the bits back. This is just the back cover going on, another part of the back cover just being screwed down. Again, one-handed holding the camera, quite difficult, but you get the idea. So everything back in reverse order. That's the inside protector on there, so that the fan's all covered and protected. And now I've put the oven back into its slot. The oven's been on for a while now, and I'm just measuring the heat inside the oven. So it's 100 degrees, a little bit hotter at the back near the element itself, but generally around the 100 degrees in the main part of the oven. I wanted to do a low temperature test first, just to make sure that it wasn't overheating, and then once I was happy with that test, then I put it on at a higher temperature, left it on for a bit longer, and did another test, and again getting roughly what I would expect from the temperature that the oven had been set to. So a good repair, fairly easy. Just obviously, if you do attempt this yourself, just make sure you take the relevant safety precautions. Thank you for watching.